Welcome back to Showboys Gaming and our guide for Genichiro Ashina. Now, this is going to be your first big hurdle in the game. I know it was mine when I first played the game, and it was because of the way that I was playing leading up to Genichiro. That's why I'm piecing the walkthrough the way I am, and that's why I'm not telling you any kind of cheese strategies or anything like that. I want you to learn the deflecting system because you're really going to need it going into this fight. And if you haven't learned it, this is not a good fight to learn it in because he can be quite aggressive. But much like Lady Butterfly, we want to stay very aggressive on Genichiro. He recovers his posture very quickly if you're away from him. As far as skills that are going to help us, if you're following the walkthrough, obviously you're going to have the shurikens. We want those for sure. Again, we need Makiri counter. If you don't have Makiri counter yet, you're crazy. You just need to pick it up because he does have a lot of thrust attacks that we can Makiri for a great deal of posture damage to him. And then Shinobi Eyes, Ascending Carp, Descending Carp, Flowing Water, Breath of Life, Light. These are all skills I recommend that you pick up in the walkthrough. So you should have those going into this, as well as a maximum amount of gourd seeds and a good chunk of prayer necklaces moving into this fight because this fight can be intense. As far as his attacks go, he's got quite a few attacks. He has a bow on his back that he will pull out, jump in the air, and shoot 3 arrows at you. That is best dealt with either holding L1 to block or deflecting with L1. If you're quick enough, you can pop him out of the air before he even gets the bow shooting. I don't recommend that because if you're not quick enough, you're going to get punished with all 3 of those arrows. Outside of that, he has a flurry attack where he does 7 or 8 attacks in a row. This is best mitigated with deflecting with L1, building posture damage. Alternatively, you can use the Shinobi Firecrackers to pop him out of that. I don't recommend that strategy because we want that posture damage. He has a jumping attack, so he will jump into the air and come down on you. You want to tap L1 one time, and then he will follow up in the first phase with a thrust attack that you can Makiri counter. In the second phase, he will follow it up with either that thrust attack or a sweep attack. He does the sweep attack more often, but it's not 100%, so be mindful of that. And then outside of that, if you need to heal, you need to back away from him, heal, and he will always pull his bow out and attempt to shoot you. So you want to pop your heal and then dodge left or right to avoid the arrow. Third phase, he's going to move into lightning attacks. And yes, you heard me right. This is a third phase boss, first one in the game. And the lightning attacks can be mitigated with lightning reversal. So jumping in the air, getting hit with the lightning, and then as you're coming down, hitting R1 to send it back to him. He has two lightning attacks, one with the bow, one with the sword. Both of them can be mitigated with that strategy. Outside of that, he has a very long jumping thrust attack that you can Makiri counter. He always opens the phase with it, so you get a free Makiri counter as long as you hit it when the red kanji is starting to disappear. So let's move in and work on Genichiro here. He will open with a arrow attack and then a sword attack. So let's lock onto him right when we get in. There's the bow, there's the sword, and then we want to stay on him, waiting for that bright glint of him deflecting our attacks. There's a thrust that you can Makiri that I messed up. We'll back off and heal and dodge to the left, and then move back in. You see that his posture is already back down. So he regains it very quickly. That's why I recommend that you stay aggressive on him. Otherwise, you're going to be up here fighting for quite a while. There's his jump and Makiri. And then here's his flurry. Just mashing L1 to time it, and then staying right back up on him. There's his jumping arrow attack that I got hit with. Mikiri, once again, jumping and Mikiri. And the Mikiri just does a colossal amount of damage. So that's the first phase. Second phase is really not that different outside of the, a couple new attacks that he has. We're going to get out of this corner here. Oops, there's the sweep attack. Heal and dodge. You see that it's almost the same 1-2 as Lady Butterfly. Here's his, when he jumps back like that, he's always going to pop up in the air and do his bow attack. There you see he didn't do the sweep, he did the thrust. So it is an option in phase 3. He just prefers the sweep more times than not. And if you can get him in a corner like this, it does help. And we will move on to phase 3. He will always open phase 3 with a Mikiri. As soon as the kanji starts to disappear, we want to hit it. Here's his lightning attack. Send it back to him as soon as you hit the ground. Thrust and bounce. Or sweep and bounce. Another sweep attack that you can bop him with. And his Mikiri. Just staying aggressive on him. And if you're aggressive enough, you will find yourself successful. Make sure you hit the second death blow here. And that will take down Genichiro. Awesome fight, man. Awesome fight. It's a challenge to learn, but there's no better feeling than when you learn it and you can just work him over like I just did there. So just stay aggressive on him. Watch for that bright flash and the loud noise when you're attacking him. That means that he has deflected your attack and he's going to attack you. So now it's time for you to deflect. It's a very simple system in this game that most people miss. So pay attention to that. Stay aggressive on him. Get those Mikiri counters in. If you need to heal, back off and heal. And then dodge left or right to avoid the bow. And in no time you will find yourself moving on. So thank you for hanging out. We will finish all the bosses in the game, the boss guides, as well as the walkthrough. And I will see you guys on the next one.